The Everglades have always been dangerous, but they were never a designated man-eater zone, until now. A shadow has fallen over the swamp, clearing out the native reptiles with terrifying efficiency.
Burmese python infestation in Florida is far from a work of fiction. Wildlife biologists in the Sunshine State are deploying a new weapon in an effort to eradicate this threat to the Everglades.
Experts spent years tracking the source, blaming everything from climate change to pythons, but they missed the monster hiding in plain sight. This isn't just an invasion, it is a hostile takeover by a creature that sees humans as part of the menu. When you find out what this thing is and how it got here, you will never look at a Florida canal the same way again. The monster hiding in plain sight. It started with a mystery that terrified the local rangers. Veteran airboat captains, guys who knew these waters like the back of their hands, noticed something bizarre. The biggest American crocodiles were vanishing. These were the dominant males, the ones that held the prime territory for decades. They didn't just move, they fled. Their favorite basking spots were empty. Their nesting grounds, usually full of life, were abandoned. It was like a ghost town. And get this, there were no bodies, just emptiness. When an apex predator runs away, it means one thing: something bigger and badder has moved in. At first, everyone pointed fingers at the usual suspect, the Burmese python. Everyone knows these massive snakes are a huge problem in Florida. They eat deer, raccoons, and yeah, sometimes they try to take on an alligator. It made sense. The snakes were getting bigger, so maybe they finally decided to wipe out the crocodiles. But here's the catch: the evidence didn't add up. Pythons are messy eaters. They squeeze their prey, and if they lose a fight, there is usually a body left behind. But the crocodiles were just gone. It was a silent purge. The experts were stumped. They had no idea that the real monster was already watching them, hiding in the murky canals near Miami. The breakthrough happened by accident. A team from the University of Florida was out on a routine patrol when they spotted a young crocodile in a canal. Now, seeing a croc in Florida isn't weird, but seeing this croc was. It was hanging out in deep, dirty water, miles away from where the native species usually live. And when the researchers tried to snag it, the animal went berserk. Native American crocodiles are actually pretty shy. They usually swim away if they see a person. But this thing, it stood its ground. It snapped, hissed, and fought with a rage that shocked the biologists. They managed to capture it, but the moment they got a good look at it, their stomachs dropped. It looked like a crocodile, but it felt wrong. The snout was too wide. The color was a dark, muddy olive instead of the usual gray-green. It was like looking at a distorted reflection. They took the creature back to the lab, and things got even stranger. This mystery reptile was growing incredibly fast. In fact, it was growing 28% faster than a native crocodile. It was stronger, heavier, and way more aggressive. Whatever this thing was, it wasn't just surviving in Florida, it was thriving. It was beating the natives at their own game. The scientists sent tissue samples off for DNA analysis, hoping it was just a weird mutation or maybe a hybrid. But deep down, they knew the answer was going to be bad. They just didn't realize how bad. When the results finally came back, it wasn't a mutation, it was a match. A 100% match for a species that had no business being on this continent. The DNA confirmed that the monster in the canal was Crocodilus niloticus, the Nile crocodile. And just like that, the nightmare was real. This wasn't just an exotic pet getting loose. This was the discovery of a biological superweapon living in the suburbs of Miami. The native crocodiles weren't vanishing because of the weather. They were being pushed out by a superior enemy. The discovery sent a shockwave through the state. Florida has invasive iguanas and snakes, sure, but this was a top-tier predator. And the scary part was they had no idea how many more were out there waiting in the dark water. But the DNA results revealed something else terrifying regarding the capabilities of this animal. The one-ton eating machine. To understand why experts were sweating bullets, you have to look at the rap sheet of the Nile crocodile. This isn't your average swamp lizard. The Native American crocodile is like a shy neighbor who just wants to be left alone. In all of United States history, there has never been a confirmed fatality caused by a wild American crocodile. They eat fish, they bask in the sun, and they avoid people. Hands down, they are the nice guys of the crocodile world. But the Nile crocodile? It is a straight-up monster. In its home range in Africa, the Nile crocodile is responsible for up to 200 human casualties every single year. Some estimates say it's even higher because many incidents happen in remote areas and never get reported. This animal views humans as prey. It doesn't discriminate. If you are near the water, you are on the menu. Let's talk stats because the difference is night and day. A Nile crocodile can grow up to 18 feet long and weigh over 2,000 pounds. That is a literal ton of muscle and teeth. They are significantly bulkier and heavier than their American cousins. But it's not just about size, it's about power. The bite force of a Nile crocodile is legendary. We are talking about 5,000 pounds per square inch. To give you some context, a lion bites with about 650 psi. A great white shark? Maybe 4,000. The Nile croc slams its jaws shut with the force of a hydraulic press. Once it grabs you, there is no letting go. It drags its prey into the water and performs its notorious spinning maneuver to tear chunks of meat loose. It is a brutal, efficient way to take down large mammals, wildebeests, zebras, and yes, people. And get this, their temperament is nasty. American crocs are skittish. Nile crocs are bold. They are ambush predators that can launch themselves out of the water with explosive speed. They are smart, they hunt in packs sometimes, and they are incredibly territorial. So when biologists realized these monsters were in Florida, the panic was justified. The Everglades is perfect for them. It has the heat, the water, and plenty of food. But the Nile crocodile has another advantage that terrified the experts: cold tolerance. Native crocodiles stick to the southern tip of Florida because they hate the cold. But Nile crocodiles are tougher. They can handle cooler temperatures, which means they wouldn't just stay in the swamps. They could move north. They could spread into canals, lakes, and rivers all over the state, potentially reaching areas where people swim and fish every day. Basically, Florida was looking at a future where every body of water could hide a one-ton predator. The native species never stood a chance. The Nile crocodiles were growing faster, eating more, and bullying the locals out of the best spots. It was an ecological takeover. The experts knew they had to act fast. They had to find out where these things were coming from. They couldn't just have swum across the Atlantic Ocean. That's 3,000 miles of open sea. No reptile makes that trip and survives. That meant they were brought here. However, the investigation into their origins uncovered a trail leading straight to human error. A crime against nature. So, here's the deal. Florida has a massive problem with the exotic pet trade. It is the #1 port of entry for weird and dangerous animals in the United States. People want cool pets. They want tigers, cobras, and yes, crocodiles. There is a huge black market where collectors pay top dollar for baby animals that look cute but grow up to be lethal monsters. The investigators suspected that the Nile crocodiles in the Everglades were escapees. Maybe a hurricane destroyed a breeding facility, or maybe a private collector just got lazy. But they needed proof. They needed to know if this was a one-time thing or if there was a breeding population out there. They went back to the DNA. The geneticists analyzed the samples from the captured Nile crocodiles and compared them to databases from all over the world. The results were shocking. The crocodiles they found weren't just the same species, they were related, closely related. In fact, the DNA showed that the captured crocodiles were likely siblings. They came from the same clutch of eggs. This changed everything. It meant that this wasn't a random collection of escaped pets from different owners. It all tracked back to one single source, one specific event. The theory goes like this. Years ago, someone illegally imported a clutch of Nile crocodile hatchlings. Maybe they sold a few, or maybe they kept them all. But eventually, these animals started getting big, really big, and they started getting mean. The owner probably panicked. They couldn't feed them, and they couldn't control them. And since they were illegal to own, they couldn't just call animal control. So what did they do? They likely drove out to a quiet canal or the edge of the swamp and dumped them. Be free, right? Wrong. That one act of cowardice planted a biological time bomb in the Everglades, and that's putting it lightly. By releasing a group of siblings, this person ensured that there was a mix of males and females in the same area. The crocodiles grew up together, established territory, and eventually they would start breeding. The investigators realized that these animals had probably been out there for years before anyone noticed. They had been hiding in the mangroves, growing 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet long. They were ghosts. The only reason we found them was because they started pushing the native crocodiles out. This revelation highlighted a terrifying flaw in the system. It only takes one person to ruin an ecosystem. One selfish decision to buy a cool pet can lead to the destruction of an entire native species. The Nile crocodiles were surviving, and because they were genetically linked, the experts knew there could be more of them out there that they hadn't found yet. The team managed to capture a few more, but the fear remained. The Everglades is massive. It is 1.5 million acres of thick grass and dark water. Finding a specific crocodile in there is like finding a needle in a haystack, except the needle can hunt you. Unfortunately, this biological error has triggered a catastrophic battle for resources. A habitat under siege. What most people don't realize is that the Everglades was already dying before the Nile crocodile showed up. This place has been under siege for 100 years, and humans are entirely to blame. We drained the swamps to build sugar farms. We paved over the mangroves to build condos and hotels. We messed with the water flow, pumping it full of fertilizers and chemicals. The native animals were already stressed out. Their homes were shrinking, their water was dirty, and their food was scarce. The American crocodile was fighting a losing battle just to survive the 21st century. Then we added the pythons. The Burmese python invasion in the 90s weakened the ecosystem even more. These snakes wiped out the raccoons, the opossums, and the bobcats. They left the swamp empty. The food web was snapping, and now into this broken, chaotic mess we dropped the Nile crocodile. It is the perfect storm. The native crocodiles are being squeezed from all sides. On one side, they have habitat loss and pollution. On the other side, they have giant snakes eating their food. And now, right in their faces, they have a bigger, stronger cousin taking their territory. It is a war zone down there. The Nile crocodiles are aggressive enough to take on the pythons, sure, but that doesn't help the native wildlife. It just means there are now 2 super predators fighting for dominance, and the native species are caught in the crossfire. The crazy part is that the Nile crocodile actually thrives in this messed up environment. They are generalists. They are tough. They can eat almost anything. While the delicate native species struggle with the changes humans have made, the invaders adapt. They take advantage of our mistakes. The experts are terrified that we have reached a tipping point. If the Nile crocodile establishes a permanent breeding population, there is no going back. You can't catch them all. They become part of the landscape, and unlike the python, which mostly stays in the deep brush, the crocodile likes open water. It likes canals. It likes the places where people go. This creates a frightening scenario for what life in the state could look like moving forward. The permanent threat. So what happens next? That is the question keeping state officials awake. If the Nile crocodile is here to stay, Florida changes forever. First, let's talk about the danger to people. Right now, people kayak, fish, and swim in Florida's waters with a reasonable amount of safety. Sure, gators are around, but they rarely attack unless provoked. A Nile crocodile is different. It hunts. If these animals spread, we might see the creation of designated danger zones. Imagine signs at your local park or boat ramp that don't just say caution, but explicitly warn you that entering the water is a severe risk. It sounds like a movie, but it is a very real possibility. Then there is the economy. Florida relies on tourism. People come from all over the world to see the wildlife. But if the headlines start screaming about tourists being snatched from golf course ponds or attacked while kayaking, that tourism money dries up fast. The fear factor alone could cost the state billions. The silence of the swamp isn't peaceful anymore. It's waiting. Do you think we've really caught them all, or is a massive population of man-eaters hiding just out of sight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike? Hit that like button if you learned something new, and subscribe to see what else is lurking in the deep.